Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and I'm overjoyed today to read from a fantastic book, the Silva Mind Control Method for Getting Help from the Other Side. If you don't know about the Silva Mind Control Method, then I'm excited for you. It is one of the best systems of thought that you can use to control your reality. It's based on a variety of different things. And Jose Silva was one of the great success stories. If you've ever read about him, incredibly humble. And during his lifetime, he was a businessman, an athlete, an artist, an educator, a scientist, philosopher. And I will definitely be reading something from his biography that is written by Robert B. Stone. One of the reasons I found Robert B. Stone is that he worked with Jose Silva and wrote several books. And all of the Robert Stone episodes that I've done so far carry techniques very similar to the Silva mind control technique. Jose Silva was sort of the Dr. Joe Dispenza of those older years because he had developed a biofeedback machine and started testing out theories and concepts to use extrasensory perception and visualization techniques and brain waves, and then started to develop a system around utilizing the alpha brainwave state. And these techniques are incredibly powerful. They're proven to create a telepathic link to certain people, and there are a variety of ways to apply these techniques that can completely change your life. So I wanted to start on this book called The Silva Mind Control Method for Getting Help from the Other Side, co-written by Robert B. Stone. Really honored to have the opportunity to read some of this book. There is a lot of stuff to it, and using the Silva Mind Control technique to contact the other side. So what is the other side? Well, we're going to read some passages and some different techniques, but you should definitely get this book. I will be putting a link in the description, and you can find a link if you go to robertbstone.com, or if you just look up Silva Mind Control Method for Getting Help from the Other Side on Amazon, and you can get it for free on Kindle if you're part of KDP, or for a reasonable price. And if you start to use these techniques, you will change your life. It's an amazing scientific system that's been put together to change the way you think and utilize your mental powers. So first of all, what is the other side that's being discussed in this book? Stone begins by saying, can I get help from the other side? Of course. You mean from God? Yes, but before you draw any conclusions, better wait a few chapters. Can anybody? Anybody. Now? Now. We do not know very much about the other side. One thing we do know is that it does exist. You and I exist. We are the effect of some cause. That cause is the other side. I once asked a skeptic, whom do you pity more, a man with no visible means of support or a man with no invisible means of support? Visible, was his quick reply. You might answer the same way right now. As you proceed through the training that this book provides, you will begin to see how much more powerful your invisible means of support can be. You'll understand the power of the other side. Many years ago, a man named Leilani Melville Jones wrote a book called Children of the Rainbow about the Hawaiian native healers, the kahunas, and the ways in which they controlled nature. When the manuscript was completed, a dog chewed it to shreds, and Jones was forced to write the book all over again. When he completed it the second time, there was a plumbing leak, and the manuscript was destroyed. The third time through, Jones became ill and faced several other obstacles before the manuscript was actually published. In Children of the Rainbow, Jones was revealing kahuna secrets that could have been dangerous if they were revealed too early. So the author's efforts met with resistance from the other side, and the book was not published until the time was ripe. I'm not revealing any such secrets in this book. Rather, I'm repeating creative truths that have been around for millennia. These are truths that the other side wants us to know. They are in the ancient Taoist philosophy of the Chinese. They are in the Upanishads of India, the Kabbalah of Judaism, the Quran of Islam, the words of Jesus in the Gospels. Either the words are not heard or the words are not understood. In any case, these seeking help from their other side. A new age is dawning. We are said to be entering a new age. Many people define the new age as one in which we will all be more open to creativity. Others say it is a period of awakening, of expanded consciousness. Mankind's expanded consciousness has brought the other side closer to this side. Believe me, it is now so close, you can touch it. When I first started research into how to activate more of the mind, people thought I was crazy. That was back in 1944. You could not even talk about the powers of the mind in those days, even when the Silva Method was perfected and launched publicly in 1966. Rumors were rampant that it was evil. Today, the Silva Method has come of age. The new age. The Silva Method is validated by the findings of physicists that describe space as a field of intelligence, which confirms the theory of the collective unconscious proposed decades ago by Dr. Carl Jung. Research with biofeedback equipment has enabled us to measure brain activity, showing changes that come with relaxation. Another scientific fact consistent with the Silva approach, and thanks to new understanding of the brain's right hemisphere, the Silva Method is accepted in almost every country in the world, and millions are successfully using the training. Does the Silva Method help us to contact the other side? No, because we are already in contact with the other side. Does it give us special privileges with the other side? No, nobody in the eyes of the other side is special. What then does the Silva Method do? Simply stated, it helps us to use our natural contact with the other side effectively to make this a better world in which to live. Creation is the goal of the other side. The Creator is still creating, not only out there in space, but here on the planet Earth. There are aspects of this planet that are still in the process of formation. Land masses are inching along, volcanoes spew lava to add new land, quakes reshape and reform, erosion creates more usable flatlands, brand new islands arise in the ocean. But the Creator needs man's help in creation. Man is necessary in the creation of a ship, an airliner or locomotive. The Creator needs man to fashion clothing, furniture, and homes. Man must be a co-creator in developing computers, energy sources, and industries. Is it possible that the other side is seeking to get more help from us humans to make us better co-creators? The Creator may have provided the answer to this question. That answer may be the new age, and part of the new age is the Silva Method. Why we need help from the other side. Somewhere along the path of evolution, humankind made a wrong turn. We lost our way and became separated from our source. We became hypnotized by the physical world. Our senses now dominate our lives. For most of us, there is nothing else except the physical world of bodily pain, bodily pleasure, bodily comfort. It is a world of physical skills, of physical sight, sounds, smells, and tastes. Our preoccupation with the physical world has led to education that is materially oriented. Each generation has become more and more of this physical world and less respectful of what cannot be seen, but only intuited, imagined, or visualized. The right brain is our connection to a world beyond this physical world. It is our link to the other side, to the creative realm where we were formed. As we become more and more involved with this physical world, the right brain takes a back seat and we rely on the logical left brain to think for us. The right brain is now almost a vestigial organ. We do not need it to survive in the physical world. We get along well as left-brained, logical, and efficient people. But then, our company is merged with another, our position is discontinued, and we are without a job. The bills pile up. We're at the end of our rope. We pray, nothing happens, and we wonder why. We need help from our other side, but when we issue the call for help, it apparently is not heard. It is as if the phone wires are out. Our connection is not cut, but it might just as well be, because we have concentrated on the material world. We have disconnected ourselves from the other side. Our contact with the creative realm of the right brain gives us the freedom to restore our connection with the other side. Never in this left-brained world, from infancy to grave, are we taught how to use the right brain to contact the other side, but all that is changing. New horizons are opening up, and the Silva Method can be your chance to get the help that you need. What is the Silva Method? The Silva Method is a way of relaxing the body and mind, and then using the slowed down brainwave frequency and the stepped up right brain activity to produce some positive result. The use of the right brain is the key, because the right brain is in touch with the rest of intelligence in the universe, the creative source. It creates. Where a problem exists, it creates a solution. Where abnormality exists, it creates normality. Where conflict exists, it creates harmony. If the Silva Method was limited to relaxing the body and quietening the mind, it could rightfully be called traditional meditation. But it's more. The Silva Method is active. It's dynamic. What happens after those 3 deep breaths is not the state of mindlessness, usually associated with traditional meditation, but rather a state of mindfulness. When using the Silva Method, each person controls his or her own mind to harness the creative energies of his or her higher self. The Silva Method should be differentiated from the traditional passive meditation practiced by Eastern yogis and gurus. Authors Robert Leichtman and M.S. and Carl Japeks describe an alternative style of meditation in their book Active Meditation, the Western Tradition. Active meditation is a good description of the Silva Method. A better one might be dynamic meditation. The word dynamic has more energy. It sounds more creative. So the Silva Method is a form of dynamic meditation. But meditation is a broad, almost generic term that does not zero in on methodology. In fact, because of the long-standing public image of meditation as a passive mental posture, using the term can be misleading, even when it is modified with the word dynamic. You will see that the Silva Method is mindful, not mindless. When we employ the Silva Method, we control our mind. The phrase mind control provides a very good description of what we do. The Silva Method of mind control outperforms standard meditation. It is a proven way of using your mind to trigger more intelligence than you've ever tapped before. The other side revealed. I do not pretend to know what the other side looks like or how it works. Even if I did know, there would be no words available to tell you about it. Our words are designed for the physical world of matter and not for the place it came from, the world of intelligence and energy. I do, however, keep abreast of modern science. I am aware if what physicists are discovering as they penetrate the matter within the atom's smallest particle. I study the new physics and the theories put forth to embrace its findings within the parameters of the old physics. All these recent discoveries point to a spiritual or intelligent force behind the physical world. Scientists have mounting evidence that space is not nothingness. Space is somethingness. That somethingness is a continuum with properties or characteristics. One of those properties is intelligence. Intelligence fills all space, and that space may be only a piece of the whole picture. So here we are, you and I in space, surrounded by intelligence. Do the skin and bones of our skulls keep out this intelligence, preventing us from using it? The answer is no. As I've said before, we all have access to the intelligence on the other side of this skull. That is what the pages ahead are all about. This intelligence penetrates us, and we penetrate it. So it is both outside and inside of us. Where then is the other side? The other side is 2 miles down the road, and turn right at the red barn. It is also 2 miles in the opposite direction. It is also there, and there. If you'll pardon my pointing, it is also up there and down there. The fact is, the so-called other side is on this side everywhere you look. But it is also in place you cannot look. The other side is in a space-less place, a place that occupies no space and even no time. It is the place where space and time were created. It is the creative realm. It is on the other side of the physical world. You cannot get there in a plane or supersonic transport or even a space shuttle, but you can contact it by correctly using both sides of your brain. The Silva Method exercises. You do not have to know calculus to be successful in Silva training. You do not even have to know arithmetic. All you have to know is how to count. You do not have to be a student of literature or a lover of poetry. All you have to do is read carefully. Formal education is not a prerequisite for Silva training. The only requirement is something that is taboo in most classrooms: the ability to daydream. And we can all daydream. The kinds of exercises that await you are methods for relaxing and instructions for effective daydreaming. To begin with, these exercises are done with the eyes closed. Later, you can function with help from the other side while your eyes are open. With eyes closed, you will relax by using a number of standard relaxation techniques augmented by a few that are unique to the Silva Method. Once you are relaxed, you will be asked to give yourself verbal instructions or to mentally picture in certain ways. You will then end your session by counting upward, giving yourself positive instructions and opening your eyes. The Silva Method may seem simple, but behind the scenes, important machinery is at work. Simple act can produce dramatic results. I will now list the chain of events that links you with the other side, leaving fuller explanation for chapters ahead. By relaxing the body, you enable the mind to relax. By relaxing the mind, you slow the brainwave frequency. When you slow the brainwave to about half the normal awake rate, you raise the right brain's level of activity so that it is about as active as the left brain. When both halves of the brain are active, the mind can be programmed consciously and purposefully, just like a computer. You use words and or mental pictures to program your computer and control your mind. Picturing mentally, using visualization and imagination is a right brain activity, and the right brain is connected to the other side. Your mental computer is then connected to larger computer, if you will, and your need is heard. When heard by higher self or by higher intelligence or by source or by God, your need is filled. That is the way it works, and that is the way it has been working since humanity arrived on Earth. But somewhere along the way, we lost the simple formula. We forget to make the contact. The Silva Method exercises put the formula back in your hands. Imagine our predicament if we could not get help from the other side. We would be alone on planet Earth, created but cut off from the Creator, trying to solve problems without the benefit of intuition or inspiration, and limited to our personal computers with no access to a larger computer. In a way, you do not even have to imagine such a dilemma. We are now in it. Look at the ways we are destroying our planet, warring among ourselves, and filling our prisons and hospitals. We clearly need help from a higher source, and we can get that help if more of us avail ourselves of the benefits of the other side. Once we connect with the other side, we invoke wisdom, we control emotions, and we become super idea generators. We begin to live in harmony with ourselves and with others. With the help of the other side, we become geniuses, benefactors, and statesmen. We make this a better world for ourselves and for others. Just reading this book is not enough. You must put the book down and make the Silva Method a part of your life. There are no shortcuts. You must conscientiously learn and practice all the exercises. Each exercise paves the way for the next. It is a step-by-step process. Contact with the other side is not far away, just a few mental steps, and you're there. Benefits begin almost immediately. The more you use the contact, the better those benefits. I have seen people who once called their lives an impossible hell undergo such dramatic changes that they now live in a state of blissful peace. I've also seen people who shrug their shoulders at concepts of the other side and walk away. As of this writing, some 8 million people have rediscovered their contact with the other side using the Silva Method. I encourage you to join those individuals who have taken a chance and opened themselves up to a higher self and let the other side do its work in their lives. If you're willing to take the time to enjoy the benefits of the Silva Method in your daily life, just follow me. Now, I'm only giving you some sections of this book. There's a lot of examples that were given in that first chapter that are amazing. But I also wanted to read another section, was the origins of the Silva Method. I found very fascinating. Where did this come from? And there were 7 different subjects that were studied prior to the formation of the Silva Method. The first was the study of the Bible, Old and New Testaments. Every time they came across something in research that appeared to be beneficial and thought about that it should be added and made a part of the Silva Method. The study of the beginning of the world's major religions and the creation of churches was included. Also, the study of the words of Jesus Christ. In studying Christ's teachings and comparing them with our research findings, we found very close similarities, Silva says. This helped us to develop techniques that assisted people to help themselves. There's also the study of the greats in mind science and research, the study of psychology, physics, hypnosis, parapsychology, electroencephalography, physics, electronics, and psychotronics. The study of psychology helped them to understand human beings better. So a lot of different research. Also, the study of so-called unorthodox medicine was included, and the study of ontology, the branch of philosophy concerned with being or existing. This was all included with biofeedback and research into how to change the brainwave states and the ultimate results. Now the question is, how to contact the other side? Let us now examine the relaxation connection. How does such a simple act as relaxation enable us to succeed in something so important as contacting the other side? Most of us consider physical relaxation to be just doing nothing, but it is more than that. When you come home from a busy day at the office, or when the kids are finally put to bed after a particularly hectic day and you flop into a comfortable chair, thankful that you are able to just sit there, free of things to do, you may be more relaxed than you were before. But you still are not relaxed enough to activate your brain's right hemisphere and establish contact with the other side. Your body's muscles, tissues, glands, and organs are still holding on to tensions acquired during the day. These tensions need to be released. Once you know how to release tension, you will be healthier and happier. True relaxation is the best tonic you can give yourself. You're probably asking, how do I release the tension in my body? The answer is easy. Your brain is in charge of your body, and you can control your brain. If you use your brain in the right way, you can relax your body. Let's see the brain in action. You will not have to put the book down to follow these instructions. However, hold the book with your left hand. Your right hand is now free. Make a fist. Your right hand is now closed into a fist. Your mind picked up the idea to do so from this. Your mind then passed that instruction to the hand via the nerves and muscles. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to tighten your fist tighter and tighter, and then to let go. The reason for this instruction is to permit you to remember the feeling of true physical relaxation. The instant of letting go is the feeling of relaxation, not 5 seconds later, but the moment of release. So be ready for that feeling. Ready? Tighten your fist. Tighter still. Now let go. Doesn't that feel good? That's relaxation. Remember it. That's the feeling you will be enjoying as you do the relaxation exercises in the pages ahead. You can experiment with this feeling in other parts of your body right now, if you wish. Hold the book with both hands again. Tense up an ankle by pointing your toes down so as to create tightness in your ankle. Tighter. Now let go. It feels so good. Clench your teeth by tightening up your jaw. Tighter. Now let go. It feels so good. Morning, noon, and night. Right now, you might be asking, what has relaxation got to do with getting help from the other side? The answer is everything. A quick reminder, relaxing the body permits you to relax the mind. Relaxing the mind slows your brainwave frequency. Slowing your brainwave frequency permits the brain's right hemisphere to function more actively. The right hemisphere is your connection to the non-material or creative realm, the other side. Relaxation is as necessary to getting help from the other side as picking up the receiver and dialing is to make a telephone call. If getting help from the other side is important to you, then the more quickly you acquire the skills you need in order to relax, the better. I'm going to assume that learning quickly is important, so I'm going to give you exercises to do morning, noon, and night for 20 days. It is not necessary to adopt this rigorous rate of training. However, you will acquire the ability to get help whenever you need it by going at half or even a quarter of the suggested rate. But it will take twice or 4 times as long. In other words, you can repeat each day's exercise the following day if you wish to be sure of your progress. When the Silva Method training is given to a group, the ability to go into a deeply relaxed level of mind is acquired by everyone in the group in 5 or 6 hours. Of course, everybody continues to get better at it with practice. You will too. Training yourself with this book, however, will take longer than learning with an outside trainer. Let me explain what you'll be doing in the morning, then what you'll be doing at noon and night. This is just a preview. Detailed instructions will come later. In the morning, when you wake up each morning, you will close your eyes and count backward from 100 to 1. This relaxation deepening exercise will get shorter as you advance. When you finish lunch, whether at work or at home, you will sit in a comfortable chair, relax, and daydream in a controlled way. When day is done and you are able to sit in a comfortable chair, undisturbed, you will do relaxation exercises and daydream in a purposeful way. The skills you acquire during these few minutes of practice at morning, noon, and night will soon come together. You'll be able to relax physically and mentally. Go to alpha and contact the other side with your brain's right hemisphere. I will now give you a detailed instruction for the first 5 mornings, then the first 5 afternoons, and lastly, the first 5 evenings. Then at the end, I will outline your full program for each day so you can see it at a glance. When you wake up in the morning, prop up your pillow, then reclining on your bed, close your eyes. Count back from 100 to 1. Counting backward is relaxing. Counting forward readies us for action. 1, 2, 3, go. Right now, as you listen to this, your brain is vibrating at a certain frequency, probably between 14 and 21 waves or cycles per second. Scientists are able to measure the brain's waves with a biofeedback device known as an electroencephalograph. Your brainwave frequency in this active, waking state is called the beta level. When you relax, you slow your brainwave frequency. This range from 7 to 14 vibrations per second is called the alpha brainwave frequency. Alpha is the level of brainwave frequency that we are seeking because it is the level on which the right and left hemispheres work together. At alpha, we can program our mental computer and contact that larger computer on the other side. Frequencies between 4 and 7 cycles per second are called theta brainwaves. They are on the edge of sleep. The lowest frequencies below 4 are deep sleep. Look what happens to your body. as you descend to lower brain frequencies. At beta, you're very much of this physical world. It is the world of the five senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. The world of time and space. At alpha, you're in a different world, a world where the physical senses are left behind, and sensing without the senses begins. Alpha level is a non-physical realm where time and space barriers are non-existent, and intuition, extrasensory perception, and psychic functioning are made possible. As you deepen your relaxation level to alpha, slowing your brainwaves, the right side of your mind shifts from an outer conscious level to an inner conscious level. Psychologists once called these inner levels the subconscious. With the help of the Silva mind control, they are not sub to us. We are able to use these levels consciously. If anything, these levels are super. So in the morning when you recline on your bed, close your eyes and count backward from 100 to 1. You're learning how to go to the alpha state where you can function superconscious level with your higher self, part of your mind that is in touch with the other side. Here's your morning action plan in the first 5 mornings. 1. On awakening, prop up the pillows and recline. 2. Close your eyes, turning them slightly upward. 3. Count backward from 100 to 1. 4. When you reach the count of 1, say to yourself mentally, each time I relax this way, I go deeper, faster. And 5, end your session by counting from 1 to 5. Stop at the count of 3 and say to yourself, when I open my eyes at the count of 5, I will be wide awake, feeling great. At the count of 5, open your eyes and say to yourself, I am wide awake, feeling great. Read these instructions over again now, so you will be able to do the exercises correctly each morning. Congratulations in advance on completing your first controlled visit to the alpha level. What to do at noon. When we daydream, we create. The imagination is our creative faculty. So one would think that using the imagination and daydreaming would be the number one priority in our educational system, right? Wrong. As recently as the day before yesterday, it was considered a no-no for students to daydream in class. The simple formula for human creativity, relax and picture, was considered taboo. However, educators and parents are beginning to see the value of directed daydreaming. A mental picture of a painting in the artist's mind preceding the actual painting. A fashion designer had a mental image of the dress he or she created. Only then could the pattern be made, the fabric cut. An architect had to see the building before he could sketch it, draw renderings, draft plans and elevations, compile specifications, submit bids, and oversee the start of construction. Our mind's visualization and imagination cannot be ignored by the other side. The two sides are connected, and imagination helps you utilize the connector, the right hemisphere. Each day after you have had your lunch and are relaxed, I will lead you through some mental picturing. First, we will use visualization, then imagination. What is the difference? Visualization is mentally picturing something you have already seen with your eyes. It is recalling a picture to your mind's eye. Imagination is mentally picturing something you have not yet seen with your eyes. It is conjuring up an image of something completely new in your mind's eye. If I asked you to mentally picture a lemon, you would visualize a lemon. If I asked you to mentally picture my office in Laredo, Texas, you would have to use your imagination. We will start with a more familiar mental picture, visualization. Since we are moving ahead in 5-day cycles, I will now give you 5 fun exercises to do after lunch, coinciding with the 5 mornings which you deepen your relaxation by counting from 100 to 1. I would like you to do the first visualization exercise now, so you can get the hang of it. This exercise is in the 3 parts: relaxation, visualization, and bring out. Go over each of these 3 parts carefully, then put the book down and try the exercise. Steps for day 1. 1. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Turn them slightly upward. 2. Count backward from 100 to 1. 3. Visualize a whole green watermelon. 4. Imagine someone cutting the watermelon in half, and the two halves falling apart so you can see inside. Put the halves back together and make the watermelon disappear. Count from 1 to 5 and open your eyes. Remind yourself at the count of 3 that when you open your eyes at the count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling great. Remind yourself again at the count of 5, I am wide awake, feeling better than before. Visualizing the watermelon will be your after lunch exercise on day 1. On the next 4 days, I'll give you different things to visualize. What did you see just now when the watermelon was sliced open? The red meat, black seeds, white inner rind? I did not ask you to see these details, yet you automatically included them in your mental picture. They're part of your memory of what a watermelon looks like. Look for these details tomorrow after lunch too. You might even want to remember the taste of a watermelon. Why not make it your dessert? Here are your visualization assignments for the next 4 days. Day 2, visualize yourself standing in front of a full-length mirror. If you have any difficulty with facial details, look in the mirror and memorize your face, then try it again. Day 3, somebody you live with or a close friend or relative if you live alone. Again, we tend to take for granted the faces we see every day. Sneak an extra peek or two before doing this exercise. Day 4, a peaceful place. Select a tranquil place you have visited. It could be a beach, a hammock, hillside, a lake, a mountaintop, a shady nook. Then visualize yourself there. Make the picture real so that you experience its tranquility again. If it is as relaxing as you expect, we will be referring to this place later as your favorite place of relaxation. And day 5, the house or apartment building you live in. See it from the outside. Remember everything you can about it. Check it out from top to bottom. Remember to visualize specific colors and minute details. You now have a plan for the first 5 mornings and the first 5 afternoons. Now let's go over what happens the first nights. What to do evening. In the morning, you are practicing relaxation. You're learning to control the alpha level where thinking is centered. At noon, you're practicing mental picturing or right hemisphere activity. At night, you'll combine the two. You will relax and picture. Relax plus picture equals results. It's that easy. And you've known the formula all along. You've been using it in your everyday life. How? Well, you come home at night after a hard day's work, relax in a comfortable chair, and picture your problems, how bad business is, how many bills you have to pay, how small the house is, how old the car, how ill the baby, and so on, and you worry. When you relax and picture this way, you are being creative. But what are you creating? You are creating the very things you do not want. You're adding creative energy to your problems, and you wonder why your troubles persist. All that is changing now. You will use the formula to create solutions instead of problems. And what a change there will be in your life. The relaxation you do in the morning and the mental picturing you do at noon will now be brought together for your evening exercise. With a few minutes of relaxing and picturing before you go to sleep, not only will you begin to become more adept in both steps, but you will soon begin to make important changes in your life as well. Progressive relaxation. Concentrate your awareness on each part of the body in turn, relaxing each part and feeling it respond. Start at your head and work down to your toes. Proceed slowly and deliberately, making sure that each part of the body has responded before moving on to the next. Begin by relaxing your scalp, then your forehead, your eyes, your face, neck, shoulders, and arms. Do not continue to your upper back until you feel that your shoulders and arms have responded and are delightfully comfortable. Next, your chest, your abdomen, your lower back, hips, thighs, knees, legs, ankles, feet, and toes. There is no need to memorize this order, as it is merely a natural progression from head to toe. Reading these instructions over for the first evening and do each relaxation step slowly and thoroughly. On evenings 2 and 3, you can step up the process. Quickly relax your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, and so on. You'll find the body responds more quickly and thoroughly. Action plan, evenings 1 through 5. In each of these nightly exercises, relax the way you did in the morning and follow the instructions provided to enhance your relaxation and move toward contact with the other side. Evening 1. Try the progressive relaxation described in the preceding section. Next, do you remember the watermelon you saw right after lunch? Visualize it again. See the seeds, the red meat, the green rind, the white inner rind. Bring it closer. Watch it get larger. Recall what it smells like and what it tastes like. Now make it disappear. Do the same with a lemon and then with an onion, and end your session counting from 1 to 5 as you do this in the morning. Evening 2. Do the stepped-up method of progressive relaxation described above. Visualize yourself as you did today after lunch. Change the picture so you look younger, healthier, more vibrant and radiant. End by counting from 1 to 5 in the usual way. Evening 3, again, do the stepped-up method of progressive relaxation. Visualize the person you visualized at lunch. Forgive that person for all conflicts and misunderstandings, and in turn ask to be forgiven. Feel it happening. End by counting from 1 to 5. Evening 4, after a 100 to 1 countdown, relax your eyelids. Concentrate on the feeling. Let this relaxed feeling pass all the way down to your toes. Go to the peaceful place you saw at lunch. Repeat to yourself, every day I get healthier and wealthier. Every day I get better and better at what I'm doing. Every day I'm making this world a better place to live in. End the session by counting from 1 to 5. On evening 5, begin the 100 to 1 countdown. Visualize your favorite place of relaxation. Change the mental picture to your house or apartment building, just the way you saw it after lunch today, from an exterior point of view. Now surround it with a white light. See the whole building surrounded by a brilliant white light. See the light as spiritual light, as love and protection from the other side, and end your session. So that gives us a summary of the first 5 days. When you read the book, it is documented all the way through 20 days. So there's a lot of information, a lot of additional trainings provided on how to contact the other side. That is a great starting point. And I tell you, if you just try those first 5 days, you'll find it to be incredibly powerful. There's a bunch of other techniques going into relaxation, but that is a great starting point to understand this book. There are relaxation techniques to go into abundance, for health problems, solving people problems, and all of these are built up through each of these lessons and how to use them. So I totally recommend that you check out the book, and there's a hope that maybe in the future I'll read the whole book and we can go over this stuff further. But that is a good starting point to understand how to communicate with the other side. As you go through the exercises, you get better and better at relaxing faster and faster, and there's more cool stuff that you're doing with these visualization exercises. So I highly recommend it, and definitely check it out. The book is called The Silva Mind Control Method for Getting Help from the Other Side, and this is a good beginning summary of those first 5 days, and try those out. You'll be so impressed. You'll definitely want to check out the rest of it because it's pretty darn powerful. There's some great affirmations and prayers and additional techniques that are established over time as you do this. It's pretty powerful. Definitely going to be reading a lot more Robert Stone in the future. I'm so excited to do that. Check out the previous episodes on psychotronics and miracle metaphysics, power and daydreaming. They're all amazing, and Robert Stone has so much more material. I simply can't wait to read it to you. I'm sending out love to everyone listening, wishing you the very best, sending white light. I hope you feel it in the vibrations of my voice, and go out and have an amazing day. Try these techniques out. It's a great scientific way to start your process of visualizing and feeling, and it works. It has worked for so long, and there are additional levels to these trainings. So I hope that gives you an idea of the beginnings of this book. And the Silva Mind Control technique has so many facets, and I can't wait to share all of the different aspects of the Silva Mind Control method with you. All episodes of The Reality Revolution can be found at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.